Thank you, Kate, for the introduction. Whenever someone reads the bio, I feel really bad for them. And oh, I should make that shorter. Sorry. How are you guys doing? You're doing well? Clapping for yourselves. Good start. So yes, my name is Barbara Adler, and the stuff in the bio, I guess, is true. I've also been kind of like a volunteer or a co-organizer with the Accordion Festival for some years, and I took a break this year because I'm in the last 2 months of grad school. I'm doing my Master's of Fine Arts at SFU, and I'm writing a musical that opens October 29th and 30th. And yeah, right. But the key word there, the verb is writing, as in not I have written, I'm still writing. So I'm not going to things very much. So this is a very nice chance to leave my den or squalid nest or whatever you want to imagine me writing in and come be around people, and to be around accordion people is really nice. So thank you for being here, and yeah, it's nice to see the community. And it's nice to see Spartacus in such a great place. This is really great. So when Catherine invited me to do this spot, she actually didn't ask me to play accordion. She asked me to do a talk, and the original talk was supposed to be called something like how to stand on a monitor and then do scissor kicks into the audience. And I don't do that, so I suggested she ask Jack Garton to do that talk, and I think he will be doing that talk later. Yeah, so it's best of both worlds. But what I told Catherine that I know a little bit about is kind of the process of talking yourself into doing something that you're not really capable of doing, and then doing that publicly for a long time until you can kind of do it. Which might be, are there some sort of newish accordion players here? Yes? Oh, great. I see a lot of young people, so I'm hoping that you're newish, because if you're like 7, then you would have had to start it. But it's possible. But cool, it's parents. But anyway, whatever. Welcome, young people. Anyway, so I have a lot of experience in that, and so I thought I would tell kind of a story and how I psyched myself up to do it, and then play some songs, and maybe talk about some strategies I used to get myself into playing accordion, with the hopes that maybe something useful will come out of it. And I wanted to end with a question and answer section, and you could ask me anything. I don't know. You could ask me about non-accordion stuff. I like a lot of things. So the first thing, I guess, is that I come from the spoken word community, and what I've done for what I started doing and was most comfortable doing for a really long time was speaking words out loud and standing in front of people and speaking words. And somehow through that, I got into this band called The Fugitives, where we would speak words. Half of the band would speak words really enthusiastically, sometimes at the same time, usually like lots of hand motions. And then the other half would be really good musicians who'd play music. So I was in the half that spoke the words and didn't play music at all. And it kind of got to the point where there'd be all this great music happening, and my job would be to stand on stage and look really impressed while the musicians were playing. Because you can't speak all the time in music, it gets kind of boring. I also had an insecurity about singing. So my role was really limited to speaking enthusiastically sometimes, and then standing and being like, yeah, good lines, I'm really interested right now, I don't feel awkward, this is great. And I did that for like 3 years and toured Europe twice doing that. It was like my interested face got really, I think, pretty convincing. But I wanted more. And so what they gave me to play was the melodica. Do you guys know what the melodica is? Yes. So for those who don't know, it's a piano. It looks like a piano on a stick that you can blow through, and it's a serious instrument in reggae. Like, it's a real instrument, but in the hands of someone like me, it's like you could do stuff like, and that's pretty much all you do. But I combined that with my previous experience of looking really excited about not doing much to be like a really like, oh, this is a great note, I love it, and that like. I rode that for 2 more years. So, but eventually, like, I started to feel a little bit ridiculous, because you'd be soloing and no one could hear you, and that that kind of thing eventually wears you down. But the thing that was the tipping point was that I played in the band I played in had a really great accordion player named Mark Berube, and it's great, right? And what he did was he fell in love with a Swiss woman. And because Swiss, they had to move to Montreal so they could like speak French and be beautiful together. So we lost our accordion player to Montreal and to Swiss woman. So we didn't have an accordion. Yeah, thank you, Madonna. So we didn't have an accordion player. So I just jumped in and started like wearing one for a while, much as I am now. This is actually like part of my practice here. My process is used to wear it for a long time before you ever play it. And so I started playing in the band and really didn't know what I was doing, but I pioneered lots of techniques, like playing really quietly with a lot of facial expressions, which I'd already been working on for a long time. But eventually, the turning point that started to make life better was I started writing music. And when I started writing music for myself to perform, I realized something that I had not known. When you write music for yourself to perform, you can write things that you're capable of performing. No, let this sink in. This is a big deal. So like when you hear stuff on the radio and someone's going, "Bah, I'm amazing," and they're like it's amazing, and you feel bad because you can't do that. That's because they can do that thing. But there's probably something at every level of your playing that you can do. And if you write yourself a piece full of those things, then you can have a piece. So my first strategy when I got into playing accordion publicly was I drew on things that I already kind of knew how to do. So, okay, I know how to talk somewhat fluently. I know how to look like I'm excited about things. I'm gonna write some accordion music. And the first strategy that I did was I started writing accordion pieces that weren't being played because nobody else thought it was a good idea. So I started like rapping over accordion, which made me stand out a lot because no one else thought that was a good idea. So I was the only person rapping over accordion. Yes, amazing. So I'll play one of those first pieces, and it's like just, and not rap as in like, yo, I'm really tough, but like rap as in, I really like traveling British Columbia, and here are some images I've strung together and say so fast that no one can understand them. Yeah. Yeah. Hope you guys are writing this down. It also has a solo section. I haven't warned anyone, but if you feel like it, I'm just gonna like say solo, and then someone will do something. Okay? I guess it's gonna be a problem to hear my voice unless I talk like this, right? From the big smoke to the bus down, apples and secret homes, only you and I know. And blow through the Burbank City to the urban trackers, getting lost in the valley. I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you. The farmers and the fishers and the seasonal killers, the popular waiters of pork barrel hits to the landlocked dishes of fish and chips, the night lamps to the gas cans, from the shoulders bent to pull the farm truck, the bait bin and the tackle shop, the Chinese kids and the mountain truck sound. I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you. Solo's coming up now. Yeah, someone do something, please. Yeah, oh, that's right. Oh, I celebrate you, man. Okay, you're kind of soloing a lot now. That's a joke, I'm so sorry. Can we get a slight round of applause for letting me forward? The logging slash and the meat scraps, the grease pots and the paper plates, from the corner markets and the calling cards, left under the counter, the lottery tickets for the corner markets, the calling cards, left under the counter, the lottery tickets for the corner markets, and the calling cards, left under the counter, the lottery tickets. Still wondering if the subway feels our feet and knows we're tourists. The dog repeats the McDonald's, we're gonna abandon beneath your pillow. The haunted concrete overpass with cigarettes tattooed to the willows. The seasons pass and reconcile back to familiar windows. We've been walking together for years. We've been walking together for years. Guys. Yeah, so like I was saying, that piece employed a lot of strategies, aggressive shouting, looking really psyched. Another strategy I like to teach people is when you make a mistake, just be like, yeah, that was awesome, and like make the, ooh, that was awesome face, whatever. I thought I play in a band with my boyfriend. I usually play in a band with a lot of people, and I showed my boyfriend what I thought was my intense, yeah, I'm really present right now, I'm so cool face, and he said I looked sad and tired, so.
Boyfriends suck.
My boyfriend sucks?
No, sometimes boyfriends suck.
Oh, sometimes it sucks, yeah. True. So those were some important strategies. Another important strategy I learned early on was to cope with, I didn't like singing a lot in public. I have a pretty sensitive voice, except when I'm yelling. The accordion is a loud beast. So what I did was I wrote all these songs that had choruses where you would shout, and I'd ask people to shout with me. So I sort of outsourced some of the labor of singing choruses to people in the audience, and I made the choruses really fun to shout. So this one is it's a political song. I hope you guys can get behind it. It's not political. It's called Hipsters Playing Sports, and it's about hipsters who play sports. And the chorus, if you'd like to sing along, and I really do need you to sing along, is hipsters playing sports. Want to try it?
Yeah.
Hipsters playing sports. Yeah, I got it. I think your muscles are purely ornamental. Oh, hold on, I should say. This is a persona piece. I'm speaking from the point of view of a hipster.
Okay.
Thank you. I think your muscles are purely ornamental. We get it. I think your muscles are purely ornamental. I think they're just for show, just like an instrumental. I can't really rush from that, no medical or dental. Proud of your farm team, my styles are continental. I'm the drinking team rep, I'm the drinking team rep, take down the whole potential. I do my warm-ups listening to Barney Bendel. And if you hold my cardigan, we'll go play some badminton. On the court, on the lawn, put me on, don't pick me last, I'll put on a show. And if you wanna see me go, take me where the pale ale flows. I like your skinny jeans, they're good for all athletics. No need to shop at Methods like you're wearing spandex. How did you fit that paperback in your back pocket? Your variable light is a beating, helps you jump high, that's your secret. You're making me a mixtape while you run, mad respect. Breathing hard is analog, yeah. You're the best. And if I like your mustache, we'll do the 100-meter dash. On the court, on the lawn, put me on, don't pick me last, I'll put on a show. And if you wanna see me go, take me where the pale ale flows. Chorus, hipsters playing sports. Hipsters playing sports. Are you guys doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So okay.
Sometimes when I do the I play accordion and yell at people and things, I wanna check in with people. So who here's a songwriter? There's some songwriters here? People who write their own songs? Yeah. Nice one. And why aren't the rest of you songwriters? What's going on? Why don't you write songs?
Right.
Sorry?
Not there yet.
Not there yet. Okay, good. So there's current songwriters, future songwriters? Are there past songwriters here? Has anyone walked? Really? How does that happen? No, you know what? It's not. I won't put you on the spot again. Well, and are there any people here who are insecure singers? Where are my insecure singers at? Okay. So, I am. I've gotten over it to a bit of a degree, but I've been an insecure singer for a long time. But I developed a strategy. One strategy to cope with it is you can write songs that use your insecure singing as a metaphor.
Oh.
Thanks, guys. So this is a piece about my accordion, and it's a metaphor. Behold the miracle of the humble squeeze box. Obstinate machine made out of metal and beeswax. To play a single note is a daunting task for more than 100 reeds behind more than 100 ladders, more than 100 buttons, push more than 100 levers. It's no coincidence the German name is Creaky Dresser. I'd be creaking too if I had to hold those parts together. You touch, it breaks, you look, it breaks, you nudge, it breaks, but keeps on playing. Oh, hail my sweet accordion, how I long to be you when I fall apart again. Oh, my sweet accordion, you sing like all your bruises, but I swear you sound fine. I play my instrument 'cause it needs the company. If I left it in the attic, it would go mad and haunt me. To keep it on my side, it must be tended to, or valves leak, reeds rust, the dust collects, the breaks the sigh, it breaks, but keeps on playing. Oh, hail my sweet accordion, how I long to be when I fall apart again. Oh, my sweet accordion, you sing like all your bruises, but I swear you sound fine. What? Oh, perfect. Okay, last strategy and then question and answer. So the last strategy is to just write a song and then get the audience to sing along with you, like actually singing, you know? This song is about losing things. And it's called Where Do All the Things I Lose Go? I came out of the poetry community. I found the accordion. But check it out. In the second verse, I mentioned a guitar as if I played the guitar. This is speculative fiction. I don't play guitar. It's just in there because, it's about losing a guitar. I just didn't feel right about putting an accordion into that situation. So I just don't bristle when that comes up. Don't walk out. Who's up next? Who can I hype them up for? Who's up next?
Oh, yeah.
Kate Rich.
Kate Rich! Kate Rich! Kate and Rich?
And.
Kate and Rich! What do you woo! Woo! Shit. No, I'll just teach you with story. Other people. I'll teach you the Early morning, leaving town, left my sweater to be found. happens to the things I've left. Late nights, the closing crowd, left my guitar to be found. Whose fingerless careless broke, whose song on the radio. Where do all the things I lose go? I hope they're keeping you warm. Where do all the things I lose go? And will they ever come home? Wide field, my dog won't stop, missing posters on every block. Whose voice will come no back? Why do good dogs run away? Know you only in this room, single lines to sweat us through. Whose route did you come to need? What will happen when they leave? Where do all the things I lose go? I hope they're keeping you warm. Where do all the things I lose go? And will they ever come home? Let me post play my guitar, my dog wherever you are. You and I will meet someday. We are the body of what remains. 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 Here it comes. We're gonna sing this part together. Where do all the things I lose go? Here's the thing with the ooze part. You just gotta like swing your head up and close your eyes and pretend you're the Cookie Crisp dog. Let's try again. Where do all the things I lose go? One more time. Where do all the things I lose go? Let's do it again. Where do all the things I lose go? I hope they're keeping you warm. Is there time for a question and answer or something? Or okay, like the question and answer period. Asking something. Yeah. Yes.
When did you start the accordion?
I think it's been like 6 or 7 years ago. Yeah. And before that, I took piano lessons. Wasn't that good at piano, but I took piano lessons, so I had a bit of a jump. Good question. Other questions?
Where can we find more of your music?
Oh man, you're still the host, aren't you?
I'm genuinely interested.
Wait. You can go to my website, which is www.10000wolves.com. But I also have little business cards that have a picture of a mountain on them. I can give you those business cards, and they're good bookmarks, and they're this big, so you can use them as coasters for the tiniest drink in the world.
Can you put a little stack over here so I can grab them?
That's a really easy question. My confidence is growing. Give me a hard one. Yeah, of course, Susan.
Well, how did you get so good on the left hand? I'm really impressed.
Because I don't play piano very well, so it wasn't like I could and I still don't play the keyboard side really, but the left is just like stubbornness. The left is just stubbornness. I don't know, that's like Catherine, the accordion teacher. The left is stubbornness. Yeah. Right? Okay, yeah. Just be stubborn, guys. But take an accordion lesson with someone who knows how, so you don't get tendonitis in your stubbornness.
Yeah.
What's your musical about?
What's my musical about? Thank you for asking. What's it called?
It's called
Classica. in the summer of 2014, I went to the Czech Republic, where my family is from, to research a phenomenon called Czech tramping. And I ended up being in a documentary about Czech tramping, just kind of randomly. I met a musician and a filmmaker who was also looking for these people who call themselves tramps, and I ended up in his documentary. So my musical is kind of about the process of becoming a documentary subject. It's about Czech cowboys and Canadian rodeo queens. There's this whole rodeo queen thing that happened. So it's sparkly and there's synthesizers, accordion, and a big band and some great actors. So October 29th and 30th, and we realize it's Halloween, and the show is partially about costume. One of the things about Czech tramps is that they would go recreate in the outdoors, putting on these kind of imagined costumes of backwoods explorers. They're really like the Wild West, and some of them would dress up a little bit like cowboys and go hiking and stuff. It's like a Wes Anderson film. There's some, it's as beautiful and tasteless as a Wes Anderson film in some ways. So we've kind of adapted this to a Canadian context, so we're not doing some of the more culturally insensitive stuff that Czech tramps do. But for Halloween, we invite you to come and check out the show. You can dress up as some kind of backwoods explorer. Of course, we tried,
Where's it gonna be?
I wanted to give my last, don't culturally appropriate in an insensitive way, guys.
Okay.
Let's be good. But but where's it gonna be? Where can I go and have a nice night without being insensitive? Is it's called the Fay and Milton Wong Experimental Theater at Simon Fraser University, and it's the huge theater in the bottom of the basement. And we're the first grad students who have ever been allowed to put a show on there, so it's a big deal. We're gonna fill a really big space, so it'd be really great to see some of you guys there. Yeah, great. Thank you guys so much. Kate and Rich!